This is Go Island. Welcome to Go Island. I am Mary Ruth Harris. Today we are on location at Seal Bay Park. Right now we are on the west side of the park and we're going to head across to the east, which is across Bates Road. Now originally this park was designated a park in 1975, the first 335 acres. And then in 1988 they added another 40 acres, bringing the total to 375 acres. Now this park has a little bit of everything. You can horse ride, you can bike, you can walk, you can hike. It has something for everyone. They even have some trails that you can have your dogs and cats and rabbits and deer off leash. The horse riding are down that way, the bike riding is down that way. There's a really awesome map right here that is color coordinated and everything is explained. There's one on both sides. So we're going to cross the road right now. Well, we're going to wait for that car and we're going to go over to the east side of the park and we're going to head down to the water. And that's what we're going to do today, is just talk about the park and talk about all the things that you can do here and the history of it. All right, so over here there is a map that you can have a look at and you can figure out what trails are appropriate for you and your family to do. Some of them are flat and easy trails to do, and some are a little bit steeper, and you may or may not want to do those depending on your mobility. So let's have a look at this map. Now, the yellow trails are multi-use. The red trails, this little one here, is pedestrian trail, and these are very, very steep. And the green ones are also pedestrian trails, and they are easy ones. So we are right now here, and we are going to head down to the water, which means we're going on the steep one. So come on, let's go. But first, all right, we have a show to do. Coming up in today's show, we have curling, we have fishing, we have rapping, stay with me, and transforming. We are going to begin in Powell River with Raji Kabli. Now, if you hunt or fish, you are going to want to pay attention to this because the licensing has changed. This is very important. Raji? This is one of the peaceful and serene surroundings that you will find walking through Seal Bay Park. The last time that Seal Bay was logged was 1920. Between 1913 and 1920 is the last logging that they did. So the trees that you see here are second growth and they're approximately 90 years old. It is just beautiful. Now, down in Victoria at Threshold Housing, they have Holly House for the girls and Mitchell House for the boys. And these two houses help young people transform and transition from being on the street or from being in unhealthy and dangerous environments into a stable housing so that they can get back on their feet with either studies or work. Holly House itself has just gone through a transformation. Have a look. Is this not absolutely delightful? Pure silence. We've only been walking for about 2 minutes into the heart of the park, and it's silence. You can't hear the road traffic anymore. It's just peaceful wonderment. And it's so great and beautiful. I love all of the ferns. It's like this magic carpet ride that you can go on. It's really cool. Now, the park, combined with Seal Bay Forest, makes up about 1,610 acres of protected biodiversity for wildlife. It is amazing and definitely worth the trip. Because you know why? It's only 5 minutes from downtown Comox, and it's only 5 minutes from downtown Courtenay, and you could be here in the midst of these wonderful trees. And now, can you see that stump? That stump, you see how big it is? That was one of the trees that was cut down over 90 years ago. And now these trees are only second growth. They've got a long way to go before they get to as wide as that one that was cut down 90 years ago. But we'll get there because it's a park, which means it's going to be allowed to grow and flourish. It's going to be fabulous for generations to come. Now, when you think about wrapping, stay with me, you think of Detroit and Chicago, inner cities. Well, what if I told you one of the really great wrappers of the moment is from right here on Vancouver Island? It's true. Here's James Green. One of the amazing things here at Seal Bay Park is all the variations of the color green. It is spectacular. You have this moss that's kind of a bright, almost lime green. Then you have the soft green of the ferns and the browns, and it's just, oh, it's amazing. Now, the Comox First Nation calls Seal Bay Park Zwe Wailuk. It means a place of peace and serenity. And now you know why. There's the serenity. I don't know if you can hear the water, but we are getting closer. You can hear the waves lapping up against the beach. Now we humans, we need air, water, and food. But the food chain, it is kind of challenged these days. There's a lot of information out there in the public about obesity and processed foods and how we get things and the 100-mile diet. Well, there's a new generation that is going to try to do something about that. They are turning back to the soil and digging in. Go Island is on location today at Seal Bay Park and Forest. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. We've made our way down the trail almost to the beach. Isn't this amazing? Check this out. Isn't that beautiful? Whew, it's gorgeous here. And now we are going to head down to Victoria to the Ford Men's Curling World Championship at the Save On Foods Memorial Arena in Victoria with none other than Dan Kahn. Take it away, Dan. Whew, look at this. Woo! Go Island has been on location today at the Seal Park and Seal Forest, and now we've made it all the way down to the water, and that steep climb down was worth it. And even knowing we've got to do that same climb back up again, it's still worth it. So bring the kids and the grandparents and the aunts. What do you mean no? It was totally worth it. Ah, don't listen to him. This is beautiful. Have a look at that shoreline. Where else in the world can you drive 5 minutes from the place you live and end up in paradise? We live in paradise. This is so fantastic. The dogs, if you have a dog, they would absolutely love it down here. The kids would love it because they can come down and pick up rocks, not necessarily the one I'm standing on, but one of the smaller ones, so they can add it to their rock collection. It's really, really beautiful down here. Fresh air, sunshine, mountain view, forest. What else could you ask for? Thank you for watching. It's been a really fun show. Really glad we could show you the capital. Why do I keep doing that? The Comox Valley Regional District. This is one of their jewel parks. You really have to come and take advantage of what we have right here in our backyard. If you missed any of our stories, go to YouTube and do a search for Shaw TV, North Vancouver Island, and all of our stories will pop up. And check us out on Twitter, Shaw TV, NVI, North Vancouver Island, and follow us on Twitter. And Facebook is coming soon. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. It is supposed to be weather similar to this, so you definitely can get outside this weekend and go for a little hike, then go home and do some gardening, and then put your feet up around a fire. It's going to be a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and get out there and enjoy one of the parks we have.